Hi, Stephen Talcott-Smith, founder and CEO of Alogica here. Today I want to address an important but basic question. When should you ask for help from a teammate? No matter how experienced you are, you will encounter problems that are just taking too long. We've all been there too often. Lots of developers early in their careers benefit from being on a team with more experienced developers, but asking for help all the time can be off-putting for teammates. We all want to avoid interrupting people unnecessarily, and some experienced people would rather struggle alone than appear inexperienced to their peers. The more experienced you are, the more you should know how long something ought to take, or relatedly, what is a reasonable amount of time to spend on this problem. Just the other day, while I was working late at our Manila office, I noticed everyone had left, but there was one light on at the far end of the office. So I walked over to see what one of our rising stars was struggling with. He had selected a JavaScript library to edit a list of options in a form builder widget, but was having problems getting it to work for the new case when a new option type was being added. He had been focused on the JavaScript side, thinking it was the usage of the library that was a problem. I told him to add a dummy option value to start the new option type. It worked. I didn't want to ask him how long he'd been banging his head on it. The fact is, even experienced developers get caught up pursuing a dead-end solution or looking in the wrong places for unnecessary hours. It happens to me too. In this case, I was interruptible on manager time for most of the several hours he had been struggling, and I have solved just about every type of problem you can have with Rails and forms at least once or twice. I have a ready bag of tricks to draw upon. We all get blinders from time to time. Developers are good at hyper-focus, and like a dog with a bone, we just don't want to let it go until the problem is solved. You have to cultivate that dogged intensity in order to work through problems during the learning to code phase of your career. But at a certain point, your production is more important than your learning, and your time has a dollar value. When you waste your time unnecessarily, you also waste your employer, client, or investor's money. So, how do you decide when to reach out for help or a second set of eyes? First, know how long you should spend. If you have spent a full hour really trying without progress on something that is not discovery, research, or a learning task, if you have searched online resources, and especially if you know that it is a solved problem, I think it is fair to look around for help. But before you jump up, ask yourself, how much does someone else need to understand about my problem? Probably you've filled your head up with some unnecessary or distracting details. Telling someone else everything is going to take too long. Try distilling your problem down into the shortest correct description. Just doing this may reveal the solution to you. This is rubber duck debugging, when you tell your problem to a rubber ducky and ask for help. Assuming the rubber duck didn't help, select an appropriate human target. Look for a peer or someone more experienced if available, someone likely to know what you're struggling with. Preferably someone close by or someone you've spoken to before on the same team. Try to determine if they are interruptible. Headphones on or door closed is universally recognized as do not disturb, unless you've discussed in advance about interrupting them. Move along. If someone is standing around, chatting, hands off the keyboard, or doing anything other than programming, he or she is considered potentially interruptible. So if you have someone experienced and interruptible, tell them you have something that is taking too long and ask if they might have 5 minutes to help you get unstuck. If you are remote but have a chat room with your teammates, you can post your request there. Write out what you told the rubber ducky. Tell them you've been trying for at least an hour and you worry that you're wasting your time. If you're not an intern or an apprentice, this will carry some weight. It means you have a sense of the value of your own time and a sense of urgency. We all know what that means. Nobody who cares about the firm wants you to waste your time when the answer might be straightforward. It may take only a moment to point you in the right direction. If 5 minutes of my time can save you hours, come and take it. That's what being on the same team is all about. If you are a professional software developer and you really want to go in depth to learn tools and techniques of the Alogica system to multiply your value and become a 10x developer, register for my free intro course at 10xdevacademy.com. That is 10xdevacademy.com. And look for my other videos on this channel or site. Thanks for watching.